Hey everybody, welcome to the finale of East Origin with Unica. So, I didn't quite grind up to my heart's content. If you want to in order to actually get everything in this possible list, I still need about 700,000. Yeah, I'm not doing it. If you want to, again, the choice is yours. You could just pick anything you want, really. Anything that kind of suits your fancy. Increased movement speed would be nice, but I think I'm okay. So for now, let's just head forward. So right up this way, we finally get to use the last medallion. I've been waiting for you. Haven't seen you in a while. First you lost your father thanks to me. Now you have to step over the corpse of another loved one to get here. Seems to have hardened you up a bit. I find the only true path to strength is to drown oneself in the madness of battle. Sadness and confusion just fall away once the blood really starts to spill. With each death you witness, I bet you're just finding it easier and easier to move on. You probably don't even flinch anymore. Maybe now you can finally live up to your family name and give me the challenge I've been looking for. Don't you dare make light of my losses. Your idea of strength and mine are completely different. Oh? My dad told me I had to face my own weaknesses before I could realize my true potential. Now I understand what he meant. He wanted me to accept them, to see them for what they really are. And if I could do that and move on anyway, then and only then would I find true strength. So no matter what happens, I won't run from my sorrow. Interesting. Very interesting, Tova. But will you still feel the same once you've seen this? What happened to you? This is my strength. It's the answer I was looking for. I sought the purest power there is and found it at the brink of madness, and this is the form it took. Well, you certainly do seem powerful right now. But like I said, your idea of strength and mine are completely different. Real strength comes from within. I don't need to drive myself mad to get it. I just need to accept who I am, faults and all. Stubborn to the end, I see. If you're right, then you have nothing to fear. But if I'm right, you'll fall like a rag doll before me. Then let's find out which it is. Let me show you just how strong I become. Gladly. Do your worst, child of Saul. Kishkul, the Peerless. This battle is essentially like it was before, with ice being thrown at you either by projectiles or just being on the ground. So the best way to handle him is to use our father's sword. So we're just going to sit there and just keep spamming this as much as possible. We can sit there and just get up in his face, but he is kind of going to stay away from us and just keep shooting ice at us from a bunch of different ways, either by projectiles, shooting them into the ceiling so they'll just come down at us, or just summon ice dragons. He has a bunch of different attacks, but it's mostly just projectiles and ice just being flung at you. So what you really want to do is just kind of stay away and then just keep slamming him with all your best attacks, whatever you can do. In this case, I have it pretty down pat. I'm just going to keep doing this until I pretty much take care of him. I just have to make sure to stay away because he can do a little bit of a whirlwind attack with his pike. And while this battle is getting drawn out a little bit using the Crimson Lotus Blade, it's a little thematic fire versus ice going on situation. I do like that. It's just, it kind of works in this case. But yeah, I do need to stay away from him because of the possibility of him using counters. But there's also this attack right here where wall of ice, slam down, frozen ground. It's a perfect opportunity to use burst if I had it, because he does stay still long enough for me to be able to hit him. I just got to be able to get over there. So all I got to do is just wait until I get the burst, which I do have it now. I just need to wait until he does it again, and that'd be the most opportune time to use it, because if I were to use it, he would just kind of jump around and keep dodging me. So I just need to wait until he's stationary and then just kind of makes himself stuck. Like that. All right, I'll just get it right up in his face and I'll just blast his burst off. Not quite there, but a couple more slams. There we go. And that's the battle. Did I do it? Oh, whoa! How are you still standing? This can't be good. Seems I couldn't control the demonic power I took within me. And so I lose. All my efforts, all the power I gained, amounted to nothing. I have no choice but to acknowledge the strength of which you and your father speak. But you are plenty strong too. I mean, don't sell yourself short. There are different kinds of strength after all. Yours is just a different variety. You're a strange one to be sure. I can almost see how you were able to win. Your strength is worthy, Unikatova. Feel proud to have fought you. Oh, thanks. This is a death befitting a warrior. I have no regrets. I almost wish I could have met you under different circumstances. But there's no time to think about that now. I have my own path to follow, and I really need to keep moving. Keep moving indeed. This is it. So let's go into our menu here and actually equip all the best stuff we can. The Spirit Necklace, Roy's magic necklace, has the power to resurrect its wearer at the moment of death, but only once. The final boss is coming up, so I might not need this, but it is a good safety net to have on. So I'm going to equip it just in case. It's symbolic, I might as well. It's pretty much the best equipment you could have for the final boss. That being said, I'm level 51. I'm not max level per se. I don't have all the SP blessings. But at this point, it's more than enough to take on the final boss. I could do a little bit of grinding, but let's make our way to the summit. And here we are at the summit. We have one final crystal purification of a demon statue and one final save point to work with. So, if you want to do any more grinding, you can. You have the opportunity to just use the crystal, go back down and do your grinding, but every single point has been unlocked. So if you want to do any grinding, just head back to the Devil's Throne, grind out to your heart's content, and then make your way back to the summit, and then go face the final boss. I'm not going to, like I said, I am perfectly fine as is. But this is your final moment, so one last staircase to go. Lady Rhea! Unica! Well, if it isn't the Tova girl. I must admit, I'm surprised. Never expected a powerless child like you to be the first one up here. Can the chatter, Dallas. Just release Lady Rhea and hand over the Black Pearl. I'm afraid I can't do that. They're both quite instrumental to my plans, you see. Your plans? You mean this ritual to make Solomon's shrine fall out of the sky? Why go to so much trouble to do that? What can you possibly gain from it? Oh, come now. Isn't it obvious? In order to make the demonic essence whole, I need the full power of the Black Pearl. And right now, most of that power is being used to keep your precious shrine aloft. Therefore, to gain my end, your kind must lose their wings, so to speak. Wait, so you're doing all this manning an army of demons, killing innocent people and causing suffering on a massive scale? Just so you can steal the power we're using to keep our holy shrine afloat? Well, when you put it that way, yes, that's the long and short of it indeed. You see, only the divine power of the goddesses is capable of controlling the Black Pearl. And since they're not particularly interested in redirecting their efforts, I'm left with but one course of action. You and everyone who serves you is a monster! Perhaps, but if so, I'm the most comfortable in my monstrousness. And now I must ever so delicately pluck your Lady Rhea's powers from her. Soon the demonic essence will regain its perfect form. Like hell, I won't let you lay a finger on her! Ugh. You're wasting your time. Remember, you're no sorceress. You're just a little girl blindly flying around big, sharp objects, nigh and behind a very solid barrier. Unica, don't! He's taken the demonic essence into himself. Even with your father's sword, you won't be able to touch him at all. No. Has it finally dawned on you just how weak you truly are? Perhaps I should give you a proper demonstration of my power in case any doubt remains. This is what it means to be a Darkling. Ouch! Unica! It ends here, Unica Tova. You should have known better than to set foot in my circle. Your fate was sealed the moment you appeared before me. I bid you farewell. May the next life treat you more favorably. Oh. Against all odds, I made it all the way to the tower's summit. But now, it's all for nothing. I'm gonna die here. Dad, Roy, what do I do? What? I'm alive? Sorry I've kept you waiting, Unica. Reinforcements have arrived. Mighty impressive that you made it all the way here on your own, though. You came! If you please, Rhea, you must gather our power to confer it upon Unica. Of course, on your lead, Fina. The divine power of the goddesses. No, it's more than that. But how? Don't doubt yourself, Unica. You've never once been powerless. You've always been strong. All our wishes, our feeling, and our strengths we now give to you. Take them with our blessings. Lady Rhea, Lady Fina. Yeah! I did it! Impossible! Very well then. I will not allow my aspirations to be compromised by the likes of you. Behold, my true might. What's he doing? Watch out, Unica! He's releasing the demonic essence within him. He intends to transform. Behold, the perfect fusion of man and demon. May the sight forever burn itself into your eyes. Dallas to the range. If you see the hand on the left move, it's going to shoot out a bullet hell at you. If you see the hand on the right move, which will be his left hand, it'll shoot out a bunch of fire meteors at you. It's a little confusing, yes, but I'm just going to kind of say hand on the left for bullet hell, hand on the right, the fire. They also do different attacks. If you see the hand on the left start glowing, it's going to shoot out like a stream of fire at you, and you just have to dodge the line pattern. And that same hand will glow with blue bubbles, and it's going to shoot down ice. You just got to move out of the way all the same on that one. It's a little easier to dodge that one than the fire. So just kind of take them out, just go in there and just wail on them until you get to the second form. The second form is going to have a shield up, and this shield is basically just going to be based on your element. So in this case, the two little doohickeys on the side is going to shoot a bunch of wind at us or just do bullet hell. Depending on what the hands do, which they all have the same attacks from earlier, you just got to use your elements to your advantage here. So if you see the windshield, you got to use the windshield. So just get in there and just destroy it as much as you can. And back off from all the attacks that he still has. So there you go, break it down, and just go in there and just wail on it as much as possible. Just keep doing as much damage as you can. When you see the shield pop back up, if it's a different element, that means you got him down to the specific point. Now that it's fire, the two little things on the side are going to be shooting fire element, while the hands are still going to be doing what they do. So just go in there and just deal as much fire damage as you possibly can and get rid of this fire shield, while avoiding everything that the little things on the side are going to be doing and everything that Dallas is going to be doing in front. It's a lot of things to be wary of, but honestly, the boss itself is really slow to actually react to things. So just go in there and just do a ton of damage. I would rather swap over to the axe so I can actually do as much damage as possible, just swinging in there, just doing that. And then after that, once you get down far enough, you're going to have a thunder shield. So you have the thunder element coming out from the sides, as well as just him doing the same attacks as before. A lot of bullet hell and a lot of stuff going on. So just be careful what he's doing, and then just get rid of the shield and then wail on him once more. So just break it down and then just go in there and just do a ton of damage as much as you possibly can. Just sit there and just wail on it until you bring down its health bar and get to the third phase. The third phase, these little two cronies on the side are going to actually come out and start spewing out dragons at you, which will put like a little thing on the ground. If you land on that, you might get the heavy element, which will make it a little bit harder to actually dodge attacks. He still has everything he does before, but he has a couple new attacks based on like his last little element here. This little attack here, if you get caught in it, you're going to get sent into a realm where you are trapped and you will take a boatload of damage. You do not want to be put in that, because if you are lower level than me, you are going to get about maybe half your HP taken out. It sucks. You do not want to be in that. All right, we got that one down, and then we're just going to keep doing this. We're pretty much seeing most of the attacks, but he does have one extra thing that he can do. We're about to see it, and bam. Yeah, that's going to hurt a lot. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, that's a lot of damage that we're going to take, but if we can get around it, that's okay. I'm just going to dodge that, and then just get in there once more, get the shield down, and then I'm going to go in there and use my burst so I can do a lot of damage. Basically, just knock it down until I can get to the point where he basically pulls out his shield again. Just need to do a couple more of these until it goes down. And then we're just going to take out this one right over here as much as I possibly can. Avoid these bullets everywhere. There we go. All right, I almost got the heavy element there. That would have been bad. Okay, just avoid that. Go over here, just destroy this one as much as possible. Get out of this. I do not want to be in that. I'm going to move away from it, and then we're going to go over here and do my burst once more. Just do a ton of damage. And then I'm going to wait for my MP to fill up so I can just do a bunch of this and just keep swinging. Okay, has about one more use. I need to stay out of that. Stay out of that, please. Okay. No. Okay. All right. We got the big beam coming. Can block a little bit of it with some negation going on, but yeah, that's not as... I could have gone a little better on that one. All right. Okay, we got the big attack going on. I'm just going to use my little... Okay, I guess I'm just stuck on him now. Let's do this to get a little bit further over. There we go. And then I just need to get out of the way of that. Wait onto this thing gets on the battlefield again so I can actually hit it. There we go. And then we're going to use my burst and end it. So it comes to this. My ambitions foiled by worthless, pathetic, powerless humans. You're wrong about us, Dallas. We may be weaker than you like, but we're not powerless by any means. Our weaknesses are what make us strong. They bring us together and help us complement one another with our individual strengths. And by working together, there's nothing we can't do. Such trite naivety. I suppose you did defeat me with it. Just remember, humans and demons are alike. Two sides of the same coin. Demons were born in the shadow of ease prosperity, after all. As long as humans desire that which remains out of reach, the demonic essence will never die. Our kind feeds off yours, will always return. So shall ever be for all eternity, inescapably. Unica, please stand back. What you see before you is the demonic essence itself. Okay. But what are you going to do with it? You just leave that to us. Fina, are you ready? I am. What? But I was really hoping we could all go back to the shrine together. Why do you have to stay on the surface? Unica. We gave up our wings to seal away the demonic essence. And the goddess's wings aren't just a symbol of her power, but a vessel for her life's energy. Without them, our time is short. We're going to sleep soon. Likely for a very, very long time. You're going to sleep? I'm afraid so, and there's something we're going to need you to do for us. The seal we place on the demonic essence is imperfect at best. Returning the Black Pearl to the Solomon Shrine will be far too dangerous. Even keeping it here will be an inviting calamity. Once we drifted into sleep, both we and the Pearl must be entombed deep within the earth, far from human hands. You mean we're never going to see you again? You may. We will awaken someday. And when we do, I promise, you'll be the first person we seek out. But you don't know when that'll be, or if I'll even still be around. I lost Dad, and I lost Roy, and I'll be losing you too. I'm so sorry, Unica. Please, don't cry. We understand your request, and we shall grant it. You may count on us, both in this and all the future affairs of state while you sleep. Thank you, Father Shion. When you return to the shrine, please tell the priests what has transpired here, and give them our fondest regards. Man, I don't envy that task one bit. Breaking news like this to the sixth priest won't be easy. Indeed, this will be a day remembered solemnly forevermore. Lady Rhea, Lady Fina, may I ask one final question? Dallas claimed that the demons would never be gone for good, as long as we live. My first instinct was to dismiss that as an empty threat from a dying man, but on further consideration, I'm forced to wonder. He spoke the truth, I'm afraid.
The demons are gone for now, but they will return one day. When that will be and what form they'll take, however, remains a mystery.
I see. Should we prepare for that contingency then?
I don't think you'll need to. I have no doubt that when and if it happens, Ys will prevail. And we'll be there to help make sure of it. It's time, Fina. Lady Rhea! Lady Fina! Such a sour face. Come on, Unica, at least see us off with a smile. There's a lot for you to be happy about, after all. You found your own inner strength and shown bravery beyond the need for magic. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done. You've already been so dear to us, Unica, a true friend in every way. Please, promise us that even as we sleep, you'll always remember us fondly. You always think of us as friends, no matter what. Lady Rhea. Lady Fina. Of course. How could I ever think of you as anything but? And so, the crisis that had brought the land of Ys to the brink of annihilation was finally resolved, albeit impermanently. Unica and the others enshrined the goddesses in the Black Pearl deep underground, just as promised. Afterward, they began preparing to use the remaining magical energy for a return trip to Solomon's Shrine in the heavens. So you're going to sleep too, huh? I guess it'll be getting pretty lonely down here. When the goddesses awaken, I wonder if we too shall wake. Until that time, I'm going to rest my weary soul. Of course. Sleep well, Rhoda. Goodbye, Tova. Goodbye, my young Ys. Is everyone prepared? What? We're leaving already? Yes, since the tower fell silent, Solomon's Shrine has again begun to rise. The farther it distances itself from the surface, the more difficult it will be to maintain transport. Our window of opportunity is small. I, too, hate to part with this land. The fact remains our place is in the shrine. There's nothing left for us here. You may proceed, Father Shion. Thank you. Dino, Aeolia, if you please. Yes, Father. Right away. Please gather within the triangle we formed. Do as you did when we first came here. The procedure is largely the same. Unica, what's wrong? Oh boy, I think I know where this is going. Well, we've been talking it over. And we decided to stay here. What? Are you serious? I just hate to think of the goddesses being left down in that dark, dingy tomb, all alone and unprotected. I want to stay close to them and watch over them, to make sure nobody disturbs their rest. I feel like I'd be abandoning them otherwise. That's a noble sentiment, but... have you really thought this through? I mean, once we're gone, you may very well never see us again. This is one of your only chance to go home. Technically, this is just as much as our home at Solomon's Shrine. It's not only the goddesses we'd be abandoning if we left it. Ys have been thoroughly ravaged by the demons, so someone needs to take the first steps towards recultivating the land. Yeah, Unica and I are completely beyond Hugo on that. Someday, Solomon's Shrine will find its way back to the surface. And when it does, we want to be here to meet you. And we want Ys to be as beautiful as it was back then when we were little kids. We're gonna make this barren land beautiful again. After all, this is Ys, our Ys. Well, I guess you really have thought it through. I don't think I've ever heard you sound more determined. Seems we all have our parts to play. They are just on different stages. Hope our absence doesn't cause any undue difficulty for you. It's times like this that I miss being a headstrong young man. Unica Tova, Holy Knight of Ys, I have one final order for you before we depart. Sir? Watch over the goddesses on our behalf. We'll be much too far away to watch over them ourselves, after all. Yes, sir. It'll be easy down here, you know. I hope you're ready for some hardships. I will personally deliver the news of this decision to your families and loved ones, if I may. Thank you, Cecilia. That would be great. And don't worry, Ramona, we're ready for this. I don't know how I could ever repay you for everything you've done. I'll miss you, and I'll never forget you. Come, our time is short. Dino, Aeolia, we must begin the spell. Yes, Father. Understood.
And that was East Origin with Unica's story. I love the gameplay. This is some of the best of the Nibishima engine has to offer. And the music is just really good. They mastered the gameplay of this engine with this game. It's so good. Like, even if the story isn't as quite up to par as the other East games in the series, just playing it alone is just such a fun time. As you may know, there's another storyline that goes on along with this game, which is with Hugo. If you want the whole story, you need to watch that one as well. That being said, enjoy the credits to all the wonderful people that have made this game.